Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of The Movie Date with Rob and Zach, a podcast for people who love movies but don't want to be smug about it. My name is Rob.
And I'm Zach.
And we're here
And
doing the podcast.
it's that time. We're continuing Keanu Month.
Keanu.
Fanfare, confetti.
Yeah.
It's the best month of the year, people.
People, I think it is a widely known fact on the internet that this is our magnum opus of the podcast. It's gotten rave reviews.
We're only 16 in, and it's already our magnum opus. That's how good we are at this shit.
Cashing the chips in. We're done. We've reached the zenith.
You wanted to know what happens in Vegas? A podcast for people who like movies. That's what happens.
We're not in Vegas, though.
I think we took the bit too far. Okay, so we're going to start a new segment of the show. We like doing it. It's
Movie news!
Movie news!
Which is really just pop culture news, I suppose, because we don't always just talk about movies. We talked about video games last time, and we talked about Netflix stuff, which are not specifically movies.
You know, we just things are moving closer together to like one media entity anyway. Pretty soon,
we do what we want.
We'll just be living in a pool of content.
One can only dream. Oh, that sounds so good. A pool of content.
Content.
A big baby pool that I can just wait.
The matrix of content.
Yeah.
So
Anyway.
we're gonna talk about some of that content.
Yeah. Did you see any of the set photos from the Joker film?
I did.
What'd you think?
It looks like a set photo from Inherent Vice.
It does. He looks all scraggly and he looks skinny.
Yeah, he looks
Like, skinnier than
looks
I've seen him in a long time.
famished. You can really see that upper lip scar. You know, and it looks like they're gonna go for that quirky, getting bullied around by everybody kind of Joker origin. Looks like,
Which I don't
like
hate.
he's a total pushover until he,
I don't hate that idea.
whatever happens.
Yeah, the rumor online is that we're not going to see the Joker till like the very end of the movie.
Yeah, here's the thing. Like, I honestly don't care about this movie, much like I didn't care about Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
You know,
I'd rather watch Suicide Squad than this, but I'm willing to be proven wrong. Todd Phillips is doing it. He did Due Date, and he did the Hangover.
yeah, but do we really need an artsy Joker movie? Do we really need like?
This is coming from the same guy who says that, like, didn't you give me a big spiel about how superhero movies are too formulaic most of the time?
Yep.
But they can't be too artsy. And your favorite movie was Infinity War, which
you're
is
backing me into a corner here.
The pinnacle
My
of
favorite
formulaic
movie is
conglomerate.
not Infinity War, but it's
I know,
not
but
even
like,
my favorite Marvel film.
Yeah, you said it was one of them. I didn't mean it was like your favorite.
Well, no, what I mean to say is just because, Martin Scorsese is producing your picture, your Joker movie.
Doesn't mean it's going to be good.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I meant by that statement.
That's fair enough. But it is Scorsese, which makes me think it may not be as much of an artsy Joker movie, and it might be more of a
Gangster movie?
Yeah, gangster-ish. Here's the thing. This is not in the main canon of the...
I mean, if you really want half-baked fucking Batman origins, just go watch Gotham.
Yeah, that's a terrible show. Have you ever watched it?
No.
It looks like it. No, Rob, I haven't.
I looked at it with a 10-foot pole and was like, yeah, let's put that
you.
over there in the content
I feel like
don't want to watch.
It suffers from Smallville syndrome. It
Yeah.
thinks the most interesting things about its character is all the time before he becomes the character that we want to see.
That's not it. That's not what we want. That to be the smallest part.
Yeah. Like there's 90 superheroes.
The only reason Tom Holland's Spider-Man movie worked at all is because they forewent that part that they could have only spent like 5 to 10 minutes on, but chose to forego entirely.
Yeah,
because we're done with it. We don't need it. We don't want it.
Yeah. I feel like superhero origins for the big ones, like Supermans and Batmans and stuff, we don't always need to see.
No, because everyone knows it. It's in the it's in the zeitgeist.
And
man.
if you have to do it, get it out of the way quick. Montage it, like
Mhm.
Snyder did. He didn't spend a bunch of bullshit
Here we
on
go.
it. Yes, I'm doing it, baby. You do it in a minute over some amazing Hans Zimmer score with lots of visual iconography, and that's it. You don't have to. You don't have to have a speech about Thomas Wayne.
Some slow-mo pearls and you're set. Sure.
Blood on the neck of the lady. That's in the Ultimate Edition. If you haven't seen that, that's how you do it. We don't need Bruce. Why do we fall? We don't need any more of that.
No,
we've had it. Didn't the Joker kill Batman's parents in the Tim Burton movies? Isn't that like?
Is that canon for that film series? I don't know.
I think it is. Well, in the Tim Burton one, we see the guy come out of the shadows and he takes off and he has that big stupid plastic Nicholson grin.
Well, here's the thing: the guy that killed his parents has an actual name.
Yes, Joe Chill.
Yeah.
In some stories we don't know who it is. In one story, it's Alfred. Alfred goes back in time because the world needs Bruce to become Batman. So he does it and kills his parents, which is really sad.
He sure loves that Brucey boy.
I guess. Anyway, Martin Scorsese Joker movie. We are at a comfortable meh on it. So
yet to be determined.
Yeah, I need to see it. Here's the thing: I need to see a trailer. I need to see what the feel of the movie is. Then I'll decide. We'll probably do an episode on it anyway. We need the content. So.
Yeah, we do. We're starving for content, much like everyone.
Yeah. Predator news. The Predator opened
24 mil over the weekend. Some say it's a good opening. Some say it's a flop. That's what I'm seeing across the interwebs.
I think it's a flop-ish.
That's what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And that's what I was hoping for.
Yeah. Those trailers don't look good.
Here's the thing. Here's what I think about the Predator movies. Should have stopped with Danny Glover, man.
Yeah.
He should have been the last guy to kill a Predator.
Did you watch the one with Adrian Brody where they're on
the
alien planet?
I think I caught clips and phrases of it because it's a bad movie.
It's okay. It's more interesting than the second one, and I bet it's more interesting than this.
Here's the thing. I was almost interested in Alien versus Predator.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
almost. I was just like,
There are people that like those on the internet.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, there's like a dedicated, weirdly like niche community that are like, they're not terrible. Like, we know they're not good, but they're not awful either.
I'm gonna make another video game, reference. It's like,
here we go again.
Like with Activision.
Zach with his video games.
It's like,
would you shut the fuck up already about your fucking video games?
It's like when Activision decided to suck all the life out of the Tony Hawk franchise or like the Assassin's Creed franchise, and they just release one a year until everyone is sick and tired of them. It's milking the cow until the teat is falling off, man. That's what it is.
I mean, we've had a lot. We've had 1, 2, 3. If you count the Alien versus Predators, we've had 6 movies. With
the Prometheus movies.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus.
Alien Covenant, that counts too.
I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
Like, how much gross, like, sex in space, with monsters can you possibly make, Ridley Scott? Just stop. Just go
God willing,
to bed.
one more.
Just go to bed. You're old, and I'm sure you need the sleep.
Just what? Don't make any more. Just we have enough. There's enough Alien movies.
Okay.
Make newer Alien movies, not Alien movies like from.
Make Mars Attacks 2. That's what I want to see. A Ridley Scott directed Mars Attacks 2. I would put my money down for that.
I don't even see Mars Attacks 1. What is that about?
Oh, it's
Does the planet Mars attack?
No, the Martians from Mars attack. But it's super camp, dude.
That's weirdly predictable. It's almost like I could have foreseen that.
It's in the title.
All right.
But it's how they stop them. That's the real twist.
Predator movie, not doing so great, which is weird because it's directed by Shane Black, who was in the first Predator, and he makes movies that I usually like. He did Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. He did The Other Guys. Not The Other Guys. The Nice Guys. The one with Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling.
Meh.
He did, it was good. You're crazy. That was a great movie. He did Iron Man 3.
I'm ready for Russell Crowe.
You want Russell Crowe to die? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I'd like to say that the views expressed on this podcast do not necessarily express my views.
You hear that, Russell? I've got a vendetta against you.
That was a Scottish accent.
Yeah, I don't really know where I was going with that.
Russell Crowe is from Australia. Russell Russell Crowe.
So Shane Black thought he was going to deliver the goods on this one, but he didn't.
Because he does movies that I like. I like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. I like the Nice Guys. And it's like weird that he made such a movie that looks so disposable.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I would think that any sequel to a Predator movie is going to be disposable, kind of like Terminator movies at this point.
Yeah. Because after the first one where he takes them all out stealth style in the jungle, you've kind of hit your peak.
No, they had to do it in a city, which is why I think, that's
Rob,
the next and only, that's the final conclusion
you have to do it in an alley where a Korean lady is hanging up her dry cleaning.
And then you're done.
And then
that's why I say, and you let a black man do the killing. That's perfect redemption. That's how you do Predator, and it should have stopped there. Should have ended there.
Yeah, can't do any better in that movie. Anyway, no more Predator news. Some Justice League news. Zach, would you like to hear some Justice League news?
I guess, Rob.
All right. A photo was released online of Silas Stone, Cyborg's father, standing next to another man. People went online saying, "Who's the guy next to Cyborg's dad?" They blew up Snyder on social media, and he said that's Ryan Choi. Ryan Choi is the second iteration of the Atom. Not to be confused with Captain Atom, different characters. One shrinks, one is godlike atomic powerhouse or whatever. The Atom, he's the second Atom. And people were like...
Rob's excited for an Easter egg that doesn't technically exist. Just letting everyone know.
No, it does exist.
It doesn't technically. It's not in the movie, is it?
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
Doesn't exist.
It doesn't. Yeah,
not
thanks,
in the Blu-ray.
Thanks to Joss Whedon, it doesn't exist.
Not in the Blu-ray. It's not part of the movie.
You know, like this has to be your mentality to see that and cut it. Not your mentality. Probably your mentality, but
yes, because I would make Whedon-like decisions with precision.
He would have to be sitting in the edit bay going, "Oh, who's this character next to Silas Stone? Oh, that's Ryan Choi. He will eventually become the Atom." We don't have maybe him getting superpowers in this movie, but it's a nice Easter egg for us to set up something for future movies without having to stop the plot of our movies at all. Let's cut that. Get it out of there. In fact, cut the whole scene. We don't need any more character development of Cyborg.
Put another quip in there. We got a punch-up guy. Where's the punch-up guy?
Can we have Flash fall on?
Get Nathan Fillion on the phone. I need his input right now.
Yeah, we need another scene where the Flash falls on Wonder Woman's tits, because that's what the audience likes. They like quips. They like people and jokes.
We need more powerful women.
Powerful.
Isn't that what Whedon does, though? He injects.
People think he does that.
He injects sex appeal while disguising it as, it's just a powerful lady moment.
Yeah. I don't even think he does it that...
He doesn't.
Yeah.
Have you seen his script for Wonder Woman?
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not good.
Although they do borrow a scene from that. I think that he added. I don't know that he added it, but the last...
Dude, I would cringe to see his Batgirl script. Because then he's working
with
like...
He didn't even have one. Yeah,
he didn't?
They kicked him off.
Good.
Yeah. I have a feeling it would have been like weirdly
uncomfortable, because isn't Batgirl kind of like... She's a minor, right? Batgirl's like the youngest of the team.
I would... usually, it depends on which version. Usually it's like Nightwing is the oldest.
Right.
Like a Tim Drake or a Jason Todd. Then Batgirl and like Damian. She's usually like probably, I don't know. You can make her 25 or you can make her 16.
The point is she's too young for Whedon to be messing with.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'd want to sit through a Whedon Batgirl movie. I don't
want to go through, an hour and a half of Buffy with Batgirl.
Yeah. And I feel like Whedon would find a way to not include Batman somehow. Like she's Batgirl, but she doesn't. They wouldn't address.
I'm not under Daddy's wing.
Yeah, they would do something like that, having never established her as being his sidekick in the first place. I feel like he would do something like that. But I
feel like sometimes this podcast is turning into Rob and Zach love superheroes.
We do, though, so it's fun. we had a young man comment on our video. If you're listening to this, thank you for commenting. He commented on our video, and he was like, "I like your superhero episodes." And he was like,
"No, damn it!
You should do a Watchmen episode and a Hellboy episode."
And I was like, "Fuck!"
And we will. And Zach was like, "No." No, Zach.
No, I was like, "Fuck this guy."
Zach, despite his protests to the contrary, has an affinity for heroes of the super variety.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Recently, it's become like the Beatles. I don't dislike the Beatles. I think they did a lot of great things. It's my childhood's full of them, stuff like that. But I'm just tired.
But you see them all, and you like most of them.
It's like
I want to
it's like
agree with
peanut
you.
brittle, man. You don't really like it, but you can't stop eating it,
I've never had
even after it
I've never
shreds
had
the roof
peanut-
of your mouth.
Peanut brittle doesn't even sound
Captain Crunch.
good.
I don't know.
I love Captain Crunch.
See, I found an analogy we can work with.
But I love it, though. I don't love it, but also hate it. I just love it. No, so they cut that scene out of the movie, which I would say is stupid. And the scene would have to be really slow and just stop the movie dead, which I doubt that it did. And it's
So
just,
for
it's-
you,
it's
it
a-
would have been like actually seeing Giant Man and the Ant-Man and the Wasp versus just an over-glorified cameo.
Yeah. I mean, well, I don't know if it would have been that, but just like, oh, you're setting the seeds for something that will occur later, but you're setting it up like now. It's like when they say Wakanda in Age of Ultron, another Whedon movie. Like that's an instance where he handles world building relatively well. But like in this movie, and again, Warner Brothers mandated Justice League be under 2 hours, which is stupid by itself. So Joss Whedon could be going like, well, I have to find something to cut. I have to cut this thing. The number of pieces that are in that movie that are stripped out that would have been awesome pieces, to say nothing of like, I want the Snyder cut. Just pieces that were in the movie that aren't there anymore.
It doesn't exist.
It does exist.
It doesn't exist.
How does it not exist?
Snyder said there's no Snyder cut.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
I follow this very closely. If he had said that, I would be the first to be like, I would be the first to say something.
For those listening, I've got the shit-eating grin on my face.
Yeah,
just
'cause you
trolling
know you're
Rob.
full of shit. You're just saying it to make me mad. There are some things in that movie that would add so much like quality and uniqueness that just aren't there. I talked to you about one downstairs. There's a scene in the movie where Cyborg jacks into the mother box. And
he has like a Pandora's box type reaction.
yeah, he has a vision, and it harkens back to Batman v Superman, where Bruce has his nightmare scene where he's looking over that desert apocalypse landscape of what used to be Gotham and Metropolis, and you see Darkseid's Omega symbol etched into the earth, and you see the apocalypse fire pits. So Cyborg jacks into the box, and you can tell where they cut it out, because there's a part in the movie where he jacks into the box. He says, this is a lot. Like, it's a lot of information to process. And then they released a little scene of it online. It's only like 20 seconds, but you see his neck stiffen and he shoots his head up, and like his head flies and looks up at the ceiling. And like he has this wide-eyed look of horror. And like you can tell that's where that vision was supposed to be. And it was going to tell you of this doom that is approaching. And that would have been fantastic world building. Even as you raise your smug eyebrow face, you know that would have been fucking dope. And it's just nowhere, and it's gone.
I'm sure they'll do some kind of like post-credit scene in Aquaman that'll redeem it in some way for you, Rob.
I think they've already said there's no post-credits in Aquaman. Here's the thing. It's not even about like post-credit scenes. It's about making a corporate movie where people are like, no, get rid of this. Test audiences like lots of jokes, or they like a brighter color palette, so they just do it. As opposed to like...
That's like what you're complaining about is people who complain that the Harry Potter movies each didn't have every single season of the school year in every movie. Like, it doesn't matter.
It does matter. You would have thought that was dope if you saw that movie. It said Steppenwolf is the uncle of Darkseid.
But I'm not missing it that it's not there.
If you were a Marvel fan and they didn't include that, you would have flipped your shit. If you went to Infinity War or something, or some movie...
Look, man, they made a fucking Civil War movie without killing Thor for the second time, okay? And without including
Robot
Hercules...
Thor is in Civil War.
For the second time.
Regular Thor.
Don't discredit the worthiness of Robot Thor.
He's perfectly fine. But like, he's not really dying.
Cyber Thor.
Yeah, Cyber Thor. Sor, as we'll call him.
So yeah, they fucked up Civil War badly.
Civil War's a great
movie. And yet
movie.
That's still a good movie.
But Justice League is...
So calm your fucking tits about your Justice League bullshit.
Justice League is not a good movie. Not really. Like, it's...
Okay, so this is just like...
It's fine. It's
This is your call to bring Snyder back from the grave.
No, I don't. Look, if he doesn't want to make any more movies, and after butchering his movie to that degree, and his daughter died in production, he stepped away. I understand all that, but Warner Brothers better get their fucking head on straight, because you can't
So
keep.
this is Warner Brothers. You don't
can't-
want just Whedon's head.
No, like I said, for all I know, Whedon could have been told to, hey, we got to edit this down below 2 hours so we can show it more times in theaters, so we can make more money. You know what people would have liked more that would have made you more money? A cohesive movie with character arcs and with answering some of the questions you set up that people lambasted you for in Batman v Superman. What's that nightmare vision about? You just throw your hands up in the air and go, who cares? We're not even going to talk about it anymore. Really? Or you could just address the world that you've built. There's a scene in the movie where Batman, in Snyder's version, where Batman tries to kill himself. Also, keep in mind, Snyder finished 100% of his photography. They had reshoots that they were going to use to add stuff, but what they did is they edited out a lot of his stuff and they put in a lot of Whedon. So all of Snyder's movie was shot, filmed, and edited. So it definitely exists. There's a scene in the movie where people complained so hard about Batman killing people in that movie. Like in Batman v Superman. Like, well, my Batman would never do that. And there's a part in Justice League where he says, I don't know if I deserve to live. I've killed people in really horrible ways. And if that's the way that I chose to do things, it feels only right that I should try to die to bring Superman back or something, or to die to keep this world safe. It's Snyder offering the olive branch to people who are like, I don't like that you made Batman a murderer, even though I say that's the purpose of the movie in the first place. And they cut it out of the movie. It's not there. All these things that would make, even if you don't like the DC characters, or you don't like the Justice League, it makes the movie better to have character arcs and motivations.
So what are we going to do about it?
I've done everything I can do about it. I've advocated for it. I even wrote a letter to Warner Brothers as part of a big thing. Yeah. I want to see the movie. I want to see his...
Give us the Snyder Cut, man. Give us the Snyder Cut.
I don't feel bad for doing that. Like, I think it's a perfectly reasonable way to
it's just like
advocate.
me going like, in Ant-Man, give me the Edgar Wright cut. It's not.
But he didn't. Edgar Wright was fired before shooting began. Snyder finished his movie.
Whatever.
You're not going to beat me on this.
Let's get to what we really came to the studio for.
Anyway, that scene would have been dope. That's all I'm saying. No other movie news? That's it? Everything?
That's about it.
I think that's everything. Yeah. Pretty slow movie news week.
So in this installment of Keanu Reeves month, we went with Rob's good old pick, and your pick was
Constantine.
Oh boy.
Zach had never seen it. I said
no, I'd seen bits and pieces of it.
You saw
like,
bits and pieces of it
on FX, when scrolling through the cable,
Yeah. This is a movie I think is sort of a little forgotten nugget of Keanu Reeves' career.
And it's part of where movies like Jonah Hex or maybe even Sin City might have got some of their,
Yeah. I think Sin City actually
some of their budget from. Maybe they're like, oh, the movie like Constantine can work, and maybe we can do some of these projects. So yeah, Constantine.
I think Sin City came before this movie, but I think that's definitely possible.
Semantics.
Yeah. Actual time and reality.
It's based off a Vertigo comic of the same name.
Yeah, the Hellblazer comics. Which are pretty good. Alan Moore wrote some. Neil Gaiman wrote some. Quite a fan.
When I was watching this movie, Rob, I just wanted to light up right there in your living room.
What's wrong with that? I mean, you could probably already do that.
Well, I've never seen a character smoke so much on screen.
Yes,
besides maybe Clint Eastwood.
Matthew McConaughey in True Detective smokes a lot.
Oh yeah, he does.
So that's a lie. So
you would think I'd like this movie then. There's lots of chain smoking, dark brooding characters. Yes. Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
That British chick from The Mummy.
Rachel Weisz. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this.
Which
movie.
I don't. Is she English?
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, that accent sounds so phony.
I think she's English. Can't remember. Yeah, I'm pretty
sure
she
can't be American, dude.
Yeah.
That accent was not on point.
Yeah.
It's no Hugh Laurie.
So, what were your expectations?
Oh no, man. I expected it to be full of religious symbolisms and stories.
No, you didn't. You're saying that after you saw the movie.
No, I knew that's what it was. I knew that Constantine is like, it's like Preacher or whatever. He's like a fucking crusader type anti-hero person.
Kind of, yeah. What about a crusader? He'd be like, I'm a detective who solves things, and I don't have a good attitude about it, but that's fine.
I don't know.
He emblemizes the spiritual reluctant hero. That's what he is.
Sure, I can see that.
Yeah.
He also epitomizes complete boredom at times during that movie.
Yeah, which I would argue is, kind of.
There's some cool set pieces in the movie. I can say that.
Are these your expectations?
Oh, my expectations. My expectations were shit. I didn't expect to like this movie at all. And you know what? I was right.
Yeah, didn't like it.
I was right.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think it's solid.
It's not to say that there isn't some cool stuff in there. It's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah, this is also I guess double serving as a blind date.
Like, here's the thing. I'm also not gonna like watch the Boondock Saints and enjoy it a lot. I just don't like that kind of character.
Just weird because I feel you like that kind of character. A lot of the movies you like, the characters are very similar to Keanu Reeves in this.
Maybe similar to his character, but I could forgo all the religious nonsense, honestly.
Well, you can't though. It's indelible.
I get
to
that.
The story,
I get that it's part of it. Like, yeah, but like that's not. Like, okay, I thought Spawn was cool.
What?
Okay, like back in the day.
The Michael Jai White movie?
No, not the movie, just like Spawn, okay?
Oh, I was like... Okay.
And then like I started like reading more into it and I was like, I don't care for this. Like, cause I don't... It's like why I don't like Ghost Rider.
Fair enough.
I don't know. Maybe it's because...
Ghost Rider and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Here's the thing. I don't like... And this is just me. This isn't even against the movie itself. This probably just speaks to why I didn't like it. Because I was so like, chock full of Christianity themed stuff as a child. I'm just tired of it. I'd rather see like the Hindu version of Constantine.
Sure.
Something I'm not so familiar with, if that makes any sense.
That does make sense.
It's like the Beatles. It's not that it doesn't matter. I'm just tired of it.
Look, whenever someone tells me the Beatles are the greatest band in the world, a friend of mine said the worst comment ever about the Beatles. And he said, every band you like is influenced by the Beatles, even the ones that came before the Beatles. And I'm like, how is that? First of all, no, they're not. And second of all, and I was like, music is extremely subjective. So saying that they're the greatest band in the world is like saying that's the nicest shade of blue. It doesn't mean anything.
It's like saying I played Nintendo before there was Nintendo.
That's literally what that's like saying.
Yeah.
So you didn't like it, not for the most part. Let's get right into the nitty gritty. What are the bad things about this movie?
Man, it's corny as hell.
How so?
Just the jokes.
Are they jokes
the
or
dialogue.
are they him mumbling one-liners to people who don't?
Yeah, here's the thing. This is like one of the biggest, and he's like a heavy smoker in this movie, so he lays it on extra thick. Like it's almost Christian Bale Batman with how like, whisper speaking he is in this movie. So that's bad. Like I said, the corny jokes, like Got Faith on the billboard, just shit like that, constantly rolling through the movie. Just like, God, please, just stop. Just stop. What I did like about the movie, though, there's some cool effects and shit, some CGI that still kind of holds up. Definitely creepy demons and shit like that. So there's a lot of cool shit like that as far as the spectacle of it all.
Yeah, I found it after rewatching. Last time I saw this was like probably a year and a half ago or something, maybe a little less, maybe like a year. This movie is for the most part quite light on action, which I appreciate. It's very reminiscent of who he is in the comic books. He never wins his battles because he's a badass. I would say he wins them because he's clever and he has a working understanding of magic in some degree, which we don't see that much here. There's a part where he kills a bunch of... This is full spoiler.
No, we just see like exorcism and exorcism tools like turned up to 11.
Yeah. This is, by the way, this is all full spoilers because we're not...
Yeah, we don't see any mystical shit.
Yeah, which I would say the only thing, there's an Easter egg in one of the comic books. He has those tattoos on his forearms.
Mm-hmm.
That's a gift he was given for like he saves. I think he saves somebody in like Eastern Africa, and they say if you if you use the incantation with these tattoos, it'll summon sort of something spiritually good for you. It's very vague. So he's asking the universe for help, and they send him something. Ironically, they send him a horrible genocidal maniac in the movie. But
and here's the other thing. Like, I was just like, oh wow, Tilda Swinton's a Gabriel in this movie. Like,
not the Gabriel. That's just her name.
Oh, okay.
She's not an angel.
I was like, Jesus, with the casting departments in Hollywood, casting Tilda Swinton is like these ethereal,
She's androgynous. It's her appeal. It's her wheelhouse. You want her to not get work?
No, that's fun.
Yeah. But so you don't like I didn't find the jokes.
That shotgun was dumb.
Thought it was dope. Look, it's got some age on it. It's showing its age in some ways.
And that A Perfect Circle soundtrack that played through the middle of the movie.
Love that song. It's a great song.
Oh God.
You don't like Passive? You're crazy. No. It's just during one song.
Yeah, I know. And it took me completely out of it. I was almost in it for a second. And I was like, oh God.
Okay, fair enough. Like I said, it does show its age.
Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing.
It's
if I'm going to put Constantine up there with any superhero movie, it's going to be the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie. It is about on the same damn level. No,
I gotta disagree.
It's as good as Elektra.
No, I disagree.
Yeah, it is.
I will agree to disagree. We'll get to the good stuff and I'll have my say. But tell me some more of the bad things that you didn't like.
Did we go over the corniness? We went over the corniness.
Yeah, but you didn't adequately argue why it's corny. You just said every once in a while there's a weird subversive joke that doesn't land, which I would argue is not corny. I would argue corniness is like a weird.
Just the plot's corny. Oh, I've got a twin, but she wouldn't kill herself, and meh. Like, this fucking, come on.
Fair enough. Like I said, it's a little.
I'm the good twin. I'm the hard-boiled twin, but I let her down.
It's a little derivative in that way. I'll give you that.
I'm just trying to talk shit, man. Like, honestly, if really it's not the movie, it's me. Probably more so than anything, and it's simply because I'm very tired of storytelling within that. That particular religious realm.
Fair enough. Look, I'm an atheist, and I like this movie a lot. So
I mean, that's part of why I kind of don't want to watch the third season of Daredevil, because I know fucking half of it's just going to be him whining in a confessional. Like,
Those are the best parts of that show.
I don't care about that part of Matt Murdock.
The opening scene of season 1.
That's the part of Matt Murdock that makes him lame, man.
No,
you should deny your faith, bro.
That's the best part.
And you can be a better Daredevil.
No, you don't get it. It is so comic book accurate. It's almost incredible to hear you, my favorite Marvel fan, say that.
That's what I've always hated about Daredevil.
Daredevil's amazing. He's had some of the most critically acclaimed Marvel stories written about him.
I know.
The Frank Miller run of Daredevil is.
You want to know what I hate about Spider-Man?
5 star. He opens
that uncle shit, man. That uncle shit is just what makes Spider-Man a puss. Like, honestly, that's not even relatable at all. I mean, how many people's uncles die in their arms? In their arms, Rob.
Maybe not a lot. Maybe not in their arms. Look,
by a wrestler.
Look, a wrestler. What, he didn't kill by a wrestler?
I mean, in Raimi's thing, if we're going by movies,
he got killed by a mugger.
By a wrestler.
It was a mugger.
A wrestler mugger.
It wasn't no, you don't get to have it halfway. It's a mugger. A wrestler mugger.
I'm having so much fun tonight. Get to bag on
season 1 of Daredevil opens
Get to bag on the Snyder cut.
It's
Get to bag on.
It's a 6-minute monologue. Also, you're not going to talk over me. I'm telling you my thing right now.
No. I've got one more bad thing. I get that his fucking name is John. They say his name. I swear to God, I counted like 50 times in the first 10 minutes of that fucking movie.
Why is that bad? What do you want him to call him? Dude.
No, you just don't have to say you don't have to say his name after like every half sentence of dialogue.
He's got a cool name.
John
Constantine.
They don't say Constantine.
They call him John.
They call him Constantine 3 fucking times in that movie.
No, it's way more than that.
3 fucking times, Rob.
It's way more than that.
I was like, what am I watching John Wick, but with crosses?
I think that's a perfectly apt way of describing this movie.
That's what it is.
Chad Stahelski, one of the guys from John Wick, is the fight choreographer of
So
this movie.
if you want to think about it, John Wick is just Constantine, but just less
No,
religious-y. Maybe
No,
that's why I liked John Wick.
that's not why you like John Wick.
I didn't give a fuck about that dog. But there was no Da
You
Vinci
didn't
Code
even-
heaven and
at
hell
no
going
point
on.
in our John Wick review, were you like, you know what I like about this movie? No religion. You never said that. So
That
fuck
movie
off.
seems so completely devoid of it, though.
He's a murderer. Of course
Exactly.
he is.
You're rooting for the bad guy the whole time.
John Constantine's not really a good guy, though. That's my thing. Maybe in this movie,
Yeah,
he
he's
is.
doing good guy things. He's saving people, getting demons out of little girls.
In this movie, yeah. But is he,
He
doing
even
that?
bitches about it.
But is he doing it for altruistic reasons?
He's trying to buy his way into heaven.
Yes.
I get his motives, Rob. I'm just saying I don't care about them.
Fair enough. That's perfectly fine.
If he was a real badass, he wouldn't care about getting into heaven. He'd be like, fuck it, I'm going to go to hell.
It's not about being a badass. It's the opposite. I've seen
He
this.
sure cares about looking like one the way he smokes like that.
It's because he's cynical. Does Matthew McConaughey care about looking like a badass because he smokes a lot and he gives monologues and
No, he cares about looking smart.
So Matthew McConaughey is more insecure, is what you're telling me.
Yes.
Look, in the movie, he knows he's going to go to hell, and it will be damnation and pain for the rest of eternity. He would have a stake in that. If you know it's true, you'd want to not go there. Like, that's not being a badass.
But he
That's
goes there all the time, man. He does it 3 times in the movie.
He does it twice in the movie.
Twice in the movie. Once
No,
with
he
it.
does it once in the movie.
No, man, he does it like 2 or 3 times.
No, Rachel Weisz goes there.
Hmm.
Doesn't matter. We're getting off topic with this
The
little
point is, he
detail.
goes to hell on his own volition.
Yeah. He visits there.
Yeah.
To find out information.
Yeah.
That's one of the coolest
That's what
parts
I'm
of the
saying.
movie.
What I'm saying is that his hubris is busted. It's bullshit.
Why is it bullshit? Like, why is it bullshit?
Because if you really didn't want to go to hell, you wouldn't go visiting there all the damn time.
He's going there to see if another person is there. He's not going there because he's like, I just want to visit this place before I come down here permanently. Like, that's not, he's not going there with the intention of staying. He's going there hoping that it could one day maybe lead to him not going to the big place.
So what, he's gathering intel?
Yes, it's his job. He's a detective. He's a spiritual detective. That's what he does. He investigates occult things in the comic books. And this movie, although he is not English or have blonde hair or any of that stuff, is pretty close to bringing out that cynical exorcist that I got to read. That's why I think it's pretty cool. I don't think it's amazing, but I think it's...
He just likes the shotgun, everybody.
No,
he
I
just
don't
likes
even-
that golden
No, I
shotgun.
think that's the least interesting action-y set piece that we get. The one where he kills everything and with some kung fu stuff. The best action he's like I said, what makes Constantine so clever in the comics is that he's not a badass. He's cynical and he's very dismissive of a lot of stuff, but the reason he beats a lot of his enemies is because he's smarter or that he has a certain knowledge that they don't have. He tricks the devil into saving his life in this movie.
Yeah.
That's smart. like you can say what you want. Like that's as close to like an anti-climax as I could ever want. That's why I was weirded out that you didn't love that. And I was like, that's exactly the kind of thing you would want. Instead of him fighting the devil like a big slow-mo battle.
I liked who they cast to play the devil though. That was really
Peter Stormare.
Yeah, that
Stormare?
was a good I really liked his performance there.
He's weird. He's got black stuff on his feet.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Like he just
Yeah,
came
that
out of
was-
a
that
tar
was-
pit.
That
or
was
something.
that was sinister.
Yeah. It's good. I like that I like that when he's getting pulled up to heaven, he gives him the finger, just like, suck my dick. And then he puts his hands inside of him and rips out his cancer. And he's like, no, you're going to live.
No, not my cancer. No, I can't be a martyr. Ugh.
But does he have a turn of heart at the end? Like, here's the thing. Like,
Yeah, he switches to gum.
I feel like this is more your cynicism than it is your critique.
I hate this movie because at the end of the movie, he gets his cancer ripped out. And what does he do? He switches to gum. Bruh, you just got like 30 more years of smoking. Why wouldn't you take advantage of that?
Because he doesn't want to make the same mistakes. What are you talking about?
You get to live 2 lives worth of enjoying cigarettes.
You think he's so stupid he would get a second chance and that he would fuck it
I
up
like
like
to
that.
think here's what would have made him a better character. If he was that fucking cynical and broody and pissy that
No,
he
you can't
still
be-
kept smoking.
Cynicism comes from knowing too much. It can't come from being like a prick for the sake of being a prick. You're a prick because you've seen too much and you know the way the game's played.
Mhm.
So it doesn't make sense for him to be like.
And so if
I'm not
he can
supposed to
choose
do
to probably play it the same way he did before. Hey, I can get my cancer ripped out for a 3rd time. 2nd time.
No, because he knows he knew he was going. He knew that if he tricked the devil into like to doing that by killing himself, the devil would come, and the devil would think he's going to hell.
Rob
That
just said
won't
the devil would come.
That won't happen again, though. Now he's not, because now his original sin has been, canceled out. He made a sacrifice for someone other than him. So he's not guaranteed to go to hell. So there's no guarantee the devil would come up and do it again. Like, it's not, you're examining this too closely or not closely enough. I can't tell which one it is yet.
Either or at my own leisure.
Yes.
Just to fuck with you.
Yes, I think you are. It's not, you're being more effective at it than usually. Let's talk about some of the good stuff.
The good stuff, the VFX, the set pieces, spectacles, all that stuff was really good.
What about the performances?
I
I think Keanu Reeves nails this performance. I don't think there's anything anybody else.
Oh yeah, he was
ask
totally
different.
made for this performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was exactly the right amount of, I don't want to say aggressive, but he's quite disdainful of a lot of the people he comes.
Kind of a
into
dick
contact with.
sometimes.
Yes. I mean, he literally breathes smoke into a cup and traps a spider under it just to be mean to it.
Mhm.
So, which I think is, again, it's pretty close. But any other good things over there, Zach?
Boy. Yeah, man, that was the bathtub scene. That was pretty intense.
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
Are you talking about the one where he goes to hell or where Rachel Weisz goes to hell?
Well, for when Rachel Weisz goes to hell. Like,
Yeah.
she does a good job of pretending to get drowned, and he does a good job of pretending like he doesn't care if she's about to drown.
Yeah. Well, like you said, he has to keep her under as long as it
Yeah.
takes. So
I want to see, like, because of that scene now, I want to see, like, a slasher movie, thriller thing, but with Keanu Reeves as the bad guy, and he's just like,
you don't even like slasher movies.
I don't, but I want to see Keanu Reeves just, like, cold stare people down and then, like, kill them. But, like, teenagers on a lake.
No. It all sounds terrible.
That sounds like the best movie.
No, it doesn't. You would not
He can
watch that
even-
movie.
And before he kills them, he asks them one question.
Shut up. No. No. Shut up. Stop. Don't do it.
Okay,
Stop it.
I won't do it. I won't do it.
It's washing your mouth. Stop.
I'm about, like, I go
It's
to,
not
like,
a good
I
impression.
go to, like,
You should not be
form a
proud of it.
W with my mouth, and I'm just like, don't you dare.
You're not. It's not a good impression, and you shouldn't be proud of it.
What? Why?
It's bad.
Why?
He never does that in this movie.
Why?
Never does it once.
Why?
It's a
I told you.
terrible impression.
Why?
He doesn't even sound like that.
That's Keanu Reeves, dude.
No, it isn't.
Dude, I've been working on this thing, like, for weeks leading up to this month. I think I can do it now.
Do it again.
Why?
That's bad.
How?
Because it is.
Are you telling me?
Yes. He doesn't even sound like that.
We need to get this bus under control.
He sounds like a surfer dude when you do it.
We need to get this bus under control.
That's not any better.
Snap into a Slim Jim. I don't know.
Look, I think this movie is. I don't think it's amazing, but I think it's interesting that this movie got made
It is.
because this is like in a world, especially for like the time it came out, the only people that they were giving big movies like this, like Batman Begins came out that year.
Mm.
You had X-Men, a few of them, and you had like Spider-Man, and that's it. They only wanted the big ones. But this really tiny character from an English writer from the 80s
Yeah.
got his chance to be on the big screen.
Pretty obscure comic. Like no one knows. Not a lot of people, were gonna know who
And
Constantine
this is before they even like had him in the DC universe proper. Like now,
Oh, is he even in the DC?
Yeah, now he'll like talk to Superman.
Is he like their Doctor Strange kind of?
No, Dr. Fate is it's Dr. Fate is their Doctor Strange. It is actually more accurate to say Doctor Strange is their Dr. Fate because Dr. Fate was written 20 years prior and is almost certainly stolen by Marvel, by Stan Lee. Anyway, no, but sometimes he's there's plenty of times when like Batman finds an occult thing and he's like, I don't know what this is. And he'll track down Constantine to make Constantine help him. And Constantine has like the Justice League Dark where it's him and Swamp Thing and some other characters, which is when you say that out loud, it doesn't sound that interesting. But
no, it sounds like Universal movie Monster Night. Like that's what it sounds like to me.
It sounds like that movie The Mummy, which was supposed to start a big monster universe for Universal. But when you read the comic books,
is Shape of Water part of that? That's a joke.
I was like, I don't know if it is or not.
I was like, it fucking should be. They should just claim it as theirs.
It's like, got a best
picture.
Yeah,
that was us.
There's a best picture.
Del Toro, yeah, he works for us.
Is that a Universal movie?
I don't think so. Oh. I think it's like Del Toro's production company or something.
Yeah. Anyway, heard it's good. I haven't seen it yet. But no, but on the face of that wouldn't sound interesting, but when you actually read them, it is kind of interesting having him next to like Zatanna or Dr. Fate or any of these characters because he's weirdly inept, which is the only thing I don't quite like about it. There's a couple things I don't like about this movie, but one of the things is he's a little too has the answer to every scenario. And they just like they make him grit his way through it, but it doesn't quite always like he knows how to get the demon out of the girl with the mirror and the thing, which you said just tilt the mirror at the beginning.
Yeah,
they're trying to pull it out.
They're trying to pull this mirror out of like a window that's just like a half an inch too small, and it's like, dude, that thing will go through if you just tilt it diagonally a half an inch.
Yeah,
good lord.
But yeah, like he knows how to do that. He knows how to like he kills this is kind of a dope scene because
I thought it was kind of funny that he had like giant water coolers of holy water like barricaded around his apartment.
That's not what that is. It's just regular water.
Why?
The holy water.
They had crosses on them.
No, those are the little things the guy gave him, the bulbs of water. Those were holy water. I think the rest of it was just water. I mean, maybe it is.
That makes it less cool.
What? I mean, I guess. He has like those incantations around his door. Like I feel like that's enough to keep him safe. Here's the thing, like this movie is...
See, here's the thing. I would want to see a movie about this kind of stuff if it were like, I don't know, like Japanese in nature, Like they got all the talismans and stuff and whatnot. That's just with all the religious subtext. Like I just don't care that it's Catholicism in nature.
Is it so? The religious part is really bothering you.
That's what turned me off in the first place.
But what if that is indelible to the character? There's a part in comic book where he accidentally gets one of his lovers sent to hell. Literally, like she's being tortured there.
It's his fault.
And it's a big comic book arc, and it makes him real sad. And he gets it like his most cynical ever. He stops helping anybody in any way, and it's like it would feel disingenuous to make a movie about this character without having something to do with, because you have to buy into the premise that like demons exist, angels exist, like you have to, which implies a loose sense of religiosity. In the comic books, he implies that like things like the Bible, and I wish they would do this in the movie because maybe it would help you with the things you're not liking. But he says this Bible is like, he goes, it's exactly what it is. It's a book that was written and then retranslated and edited and re-edited and translated. It's like he's like the amount of bullshit that's in here is as accurate as the amount of as the amount of truth or the amount of nonsense that's in here. And he goes, it's all mishmashed together. And he goes, some of it's true and some of it's not. And he goes, there are levels to hell, and the deeper you go, the harder the demons are to kill. Like if a level 5 demon comes out, it'll literally destroy the planet. But a level 1 demon is like fighting a slightly stronger man or
We
something.
don't get any of that kind of stuff.
I
in the
know, but
movie.
because this isn't that weird gray zone of comic book movies where the audience wasn't as up to date on it. They didn't know the things they were expecting from the character. So you kind of get this middling ground where like, well, let's just try to make it true to the spirit of the character, but write a somewhat generic supernatural thriller around the character. And I do think that it hurts the movie to some degree. I don't think this movie is amazing, but I think it's interesting. It has a unique perspective, and I'm kind of glad that it exists because it's an interesting, unique little like genre film that we don't get that much of. But I get some of the reasons why you don't like it. I didn't find it particularly corny. I didn't find it like it's weird hearing you parse between like because you love the dark cynical stuff, but also being like it's too much and it's too edgy and he smokes more cigarettes than any man. And I was like, I thought you'd like that. He drinks a lot.
Well, no,
He's rude to people.
I like those parts about the character, that gives the character or whatever.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm saying is just like, I don't know, man. It be like going and watching like old school 60s Batman after watching Barney Fife for 5 hours or something. I don't know what I'm trying to equate this to really, but yeah, it's just like going to watch like old campy like 60s Batman like after watching Barney Fife for 5 hours, It's like once you're already full of something, you don't really go and seek out, what you're kind of already tired of.
I guess that analogy would have made more sense if you were like, it's like watching 60s Batman after watching like The Dark Knight a bunch of times, but I don't know. I guess I get where you're coming from.
No, because that's two completely different things.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Okay. It's weird that you don't like this movie more. I was so certain of that.
Like it's so weird. Well, I mean, like it's not like A Scanner Darkly. It was like you're fucking, oh my god, this movie's so great. Why? Because
I liked it.
Well, here's the thing. You
I wouldn't watch it again, is what I said.
You don't relate as much to the source material or the themes or the world that's being built.
Yeah, I'm not a horrible drug addict.
Exactly.
Okay.
But
neither are you. So
no, but I'm more acquainted with it.
I guess.
So it's just it's what are you interested in?
So you'd be interested in watching Keanu Reeves do a movie exactly like this if there was talk of Jesus.
If it was more Man of Tai Chi.
But then where does here's the thing, how do you tell a story about the occult and like demons and spiritual stuff without some, because those things are inherently religious.
I don't know, man. Do it in like a witchy Halloween way and not in a, the Pope goes to Halloween kind of way.
I don't know what that means.
Me neither, man. I'm just trying to metaphor my way out of this box.
Fair enough. Yeah. What did you think of Balthazar? I have a little tidbit about him.
Balthazar, the neutral guy?
He's the guy with the coin.
Oh,
the demon.
I thought he was like an anti-angel or something.
No.
Is that not what he was?
No, he's one there's half breeds. There's kind of half angel-y people, and there's
so he's Inuyasha.
I guess, yeah.
I'm so sorry to make that reference.
It's kind of true. He's not half demon, but he has like a demon stuff in him.
I mean, that was okay. I mean,
that's
really that was some of the one of the best parts was the CGI that was kind of holding up surprisingly.
Yeah.
When he got that grotesque face and shit.
Yeah, he makes the guy drink himself to death.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I kept trying to drink it like the.
I was like, oh man, am I watching Seven again?
Yeah.
That's what the movie Seven is. See, I like Seven. That's like.
But that's just a man who kills.
Got
people.
This giant undercurrent of religious, fuckery.
No, he's just a murderer. He's not an actual like demon or something or like a devil. Is my point, because some of like my favorite like. Oh, what I was saying is about Balthazar. That's Gavin Rossdale from the band Bush. He's married to Gwen Stefani, or he was married to Gwen Stefani, I think. Yeah, Gwen Stefani. Or am I thinking of somebody
Did
else?
I need to know that?
No, it's just a little tidbit.
Because like, hey man, Jared Leto is in Fight Club. You know what band he fronts for? 30 Seconds to Mars, dude. Isn't that amazing?
I think that was before he was in 30 Seconds to Mars. It's all right. No, I just thought that was cool. Papa Midnight is a character from the comic books that they bring. He's big black dude, Jaimon Hunsu. Yeah.
I like that guy.
Yeah, he was cool. I feel like I'm guessing here, but I feel like you would have maybe liked aspects of this movie better had instead of like they imply past history here with a lot of things. Constantine's been doing this for a while. He's been saving people, trying to line up that credit for heaven.
You would think I would have liked it better if it were an origin?
No, not quite.
I don't think I think I would have liked it less.
No, that's not what I was going to say. I was saying I think you would like it more if you got to see more of the history. Because in the comic books, him and Papa Midnight are like not like a duo or anything, but like he's like Papa Midnight's a badass, and when he needs like extra muscle, he kind of goes to him for help. Like they imply, like there's a thing where he says it in when he first goes to see him. Papa Midnight says, "I see your health is bad for other reasons. There was an earthquake yesterday, but maybe that was just Satan's stomach growling because he knows that John is dying and that the devil is going to come and take him." And stuff, and like there's a part he asks him for help, and he goes like, "Before you were this neutral guy with this keeping the balance stuff," and he goes, "You were, witch doctor against 30 Ashgar." That's referencing a book where he like kills a bunch of demons in Africa, and it's really dope. I think if they had been a little more explicit in his history and how he got here and all these people he's around, that would be more interesting.
Maybe, but that would require like them saying John like 50 more fucking times, which I couldn't handle.
God, I feel the weird things that you nitpick over are incredible to me. It's just like his name.
Hey man, if I were the editor of that movie, I would have been like, all right, look here. We're going to throw in like 4 or 5 more Constantines, less Johns. And in fact...
Does that make the movie bad?
Let's just get rid of Shia LaBeouf. He didn't even need to be there, period.
You said he was carrying the movie.
Shia LaBeouf carried that movie. Full stop. Full tilt.
Did he really?
No.
Then why are you saying it?
Because it's funny.
Oh, fair enough. Should have probably seen that coming. No. I like it. I don't know what to say. Usually we're a little more methodical with our reviews, but we're kind of all over the place with this one. But I think
we'll do better next time.
No, it's not. I think this is a perfectly good episode.
Here's the thing:
listeners, tell us if this is a good episode.
The funnest episodes to me are the ones where I, could care less or can't stand a movie that you really like.
I don't really
I'm
like
just
this,
like, then why'd you pick it, Rob? You could have picked any number of Keanu Reeves movies.
I think it's interesting. I feel like a movie like this is like you don't see anything like this. There's no other movies like.
There are.
With movies like this, you get like a horror movie that's just about like an exorcism, like The Conjuring, or you get movies that are like Van Helsing, where they're adventure-y. But this is like bathed in that noir, detective-y, occult thing.
That's why you thought I would like it. I get it.
Yeah. But like you don't see like name another movie that's kind of like this. Not Seven, doesn't count. No magic-y stuff.
Shit, I would have said 7.
No magic-y stuff. There's no demons. There's just a crazy man played by Kevin
Payne. That abortion of a movie.
There's no magic-y stuff.
It's got magic drugs.
No. Fail.
It's got angels.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
Does it really? I haven't seen it.
It's so shitty, dude. It's bad.
Okay.
Sin City.
There's no magic stuff. Magic-y
It's
stuff.
got a yellow, bulbous, pimple-looking guy.
That's drugs and stuff. They imply they kept him alive with cutting-edge science. And that's Frank Miller at his most crazy. That doesn't count. That doesn't count.
Everything can be explained by that's just drugs and stuff.
It implies it. I mean, it's just. Anyway. Think of another one. You can't, can you? Because it's a singular movie, which is why I do kind of like it.
Underworld.
But there's no magic.
Fuck you, Underworld.
There's no magic.
It is close enough.
It's close enough.
It feels the Underworld movies feel like this movie.
It's too,
and in fact, they come from the same time period. They're like, they're so close together, it bothers you, it bugs you. Your butthole is clenching up just thinking about how close together those movies.
They're too actiony.
The Daredevil movie, the Elektra movie feel just like this movie.
No magic, it's
pacing and everything.
No, absolutely not.
Yes.
I'll give you some of Underworld. I'll give you some of Underworld. Elektra and Daredevil are not even close. They're too actiony, slow-mo throwing stars and guns. Like this is all like, it's all like occult and
Demolition Man.
What are you talking about? You're just saying these things to make me like animated. You don't believe that.
No, I don't. But that was a sick-ass Taco Bell commercial in that movie, though, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. I should go get some after this podcast is over. No, but no, I think this is a kind of a singular movie, and it makes it. It's one movie that he wants.
Yeah, they didn't make a sequel.
It's one movie that he wants to make a sequel to.
Does he really?
Yes, he said like I would love to make a sequel to this. The guy who directed this went on to do I Am Legend and all sorts of.
I like that movie.
Yeah, yeah. I think that the only thing that I think could make this movie better is being less. One of the cool things about him in the comics and stuff is there's a weird nondescriptness to what gets his attention and like what makes him like he'll come across demons that are like they're demons, but they're demons from like a different like dimension, like a different religion that has a different afterlife and different beliefs.
See, that's cool.
It is cool.
I'd be interested in that.
I think this movie was made
subvert some of my expectations. Why don't you?
They do that with the devil. He tricks the devil into saving his life. Like
that was one of the only cool parts of that movie.
Okay, but I think this movie was made too early. I think if this movie was made in 2012 or 13 or today, they would be like, we should be a little more particular about what the conflict is.
Yeah, they would be more inclusive. Of
and I think, but I give it. I guess what I'm saying is I give it like on its.
Am I really about to say the movie was too white, Rob? That's my big.
Two of the guys are like, there's a black dude in it.
And he was too white, Rob.
How was he too white? He's the blackest man in the history of the universe. That guy's in all sorts of stuff. He's in Guardians of the Galaxy.
I like his part. The Ravager. What's his name?
Yeah,
it's Ronan the Accuser and
he's Ronan's backup. He's in Captain Marvel too, I think.
Yeah. He's got a name. That character has a name.
I know.
I'm struggling to remember it.
He's also in Shazam. He plays the Wizard. Like that guy's. He's in Gladiator. That guy's everywhere. He's in a million movies. He's really good.
He should play Kratos.
He should play Kratos. Oh,
put him in whiteface, dude. Make him play Kratos. You have to. Kratos was voice acted by a black guy.
That is true. I saw some stupid social justice warrior-y meme about like they were like played by a black guy, is like made to look like a white guy, and I was like, those are the ashes of his dead family. Like that's not.
It's like he wasn't even white. He was really very bronze.
Yes, he was he looked like me, olivey colored, not like me, but like
very bronze.
Yes, and I was like, that's a dumb meme. But he'd be a good Kratos, I think. You think people would get upset about that if they'd put him in the white ashy?
Because he kind of looks like him too.
Yeah.
I mean, not totally, but there's enough there that
it's better than people who say like Vin Diesel should be Kratos or something like that. I know that's terrible.
No, he's so lethargic.
Lethargic. Yeah, he always looks like he's tired.
I'm gonna shift my car like 14 times.
Family. No, but he would. Someone said Jason Momoa would be a solid Kratos. I think that could work. Yeah, but that guy would be a good Kratos. But no, I guess. I guess it's too white. Like I said, it's 2006. This movie was made too early.
It's got a Perfect Circle in the soundtrack.
Perfect Circle is a perfectly good band. You like a Perfect Circle.
No, I don't.
No, you do. Your face says a perfect circle on it right now.
Here's the thing.
Your eyes said a perfect.
Here's the thing. What is a perfect circle except like the guy from Tool and the guy from Smashing Pumpkins? I like...
Billy Howardell is in it.
Who's that?
He's the guitar player. He writes a lot of the stuff.
What else is he in?
Ashes Divide.
He sucks.
He's a great guitar player. I know he's a great guitar player.
This is the movie date, not
I know.
the late
music-
90s
the music-
alternative bands date.
Oh God, they're a perfectly good band. I even love that song. Like I listen to that song by itself, and I'm like, that's a good song. It's just he's walking in slow mo through the nightclub, but they do that in John Wick with Marilyn Manson, and you're like,
Yeah, that works.
why does that work better?
At least it's not like Deftones running through my damn ears. Well,
Deftones is amazing. You watch your fucking mouth. I'll come over there.
This has been Zach Trolls Rob, a podcast for people who like trolling Rob.
Halfway through that sentence, you go, I choke the life out of you. No. I think, like I said, this movie was made too early. I mean, would I liked to see like more locations and he has to go to Tibet to find a sacred bell that'll awaken.
I mean, I think it's fun that it stayed in LA. I like that portion of it. It's gritty, it's dirty. It lends itself to that,
Did you like
that
the
feel and tone.
Did you like this Devil Spear of Destiny guy? The Mexican guy? He walks and the cows die.
Yeah, he was creepy as fuck.
Yeah, I like that too. Did you like his friend? I don't know what's the word? He's the guy who was reading the newspapers and searching for dead bodies.
Wouldn't it be like his
Not a mystic, but there's a word for what that is. Not a psychic. It's just something.
tantric? No, that's a sex thing. I don't know.
I can't remember, but like that guy was cool. That actor actually has a disease. So when you watch the movie,
Yeah, you can see his eyeballs flickering
he
constantly.
can't look at somebody straight. It's a weird disorder or something. But he's been in a lot of stuff, and I thought he was pretty cool. He takes his last moments to give John the stigmata thing,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. I thought that was
So I noticed that, like, with that spear, this is something I was thinking throughout the movie. Like, he finds the spear wrapped in a Nazi flag,
yes.
and then that spear gives him like this, that symbol on his hand. Do you think the Nazis didn't win because they chose the wrong symbol?
I don't think so.
This is a really bad joke.
Are you saying that they should have made that symbol?
No,
instead? The swastika?
it's a bad joke, Rob. Let's move on. Let's move on and tell the fans, the movie fans, what we're gonna be doing next week with Keanu Month.
So I think we decided it was either going to be, we're going to flip a coin, and it's either going to be replacements, or was it John Wick 2, or was it something else?
Well, there's 4 weeks in a month,
I know.
and so far we've gotten in John Wick,
Scanner Darkly,
Scanner Darkly,
and with this one,
Constantine.
Yes.
So we've got
one more.
one finale.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So we're gonna flip a coin.
Yes, I'm saying weren't the choices? It was the replacements or John Wick 2. Wasn't that it? I can't remember.
Let's make it 2 really bad movies.
Oh, do we really want to do that though? Both of those movies are good.
Then we can have a really fun, just shit talking episode.
You want to do Dracula or something?
We can do Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey,
Those
or
aren't
we can
bad
do The
movies.
Matrix Revelations.
I feel like neither of those are bad enough though.
Okay, we do.
There will be like.
How about this? Point Break or Speed?
None of those. They're not bad enough though. Like if we do Matrix Revelations, I'll just spend most of my time talking about. Well, this was a good idea though. This part right here, you think that was cool? Like it'll be most of me doing that. Bill and Ted is silly but fun, kind of, and like
kind
of, and like.
All right, fine. Well, then
If
we'll
we do Speed,
we'll do it this way. We'll do his
Point
2.
Break is an objectively good movie.
We'll do his 2 sports movies. Replacements or Hardball.
And we'll flip a coin over that.
Sure.
Okay, we'll do that. So next week it'll be The Replacements or Hardball.
Something where he doesn't have a weapon in his hand for the whole movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Did he ever do like? I'm trying to think of the last time I saw him do like a not actiony movie.
Probably a Scanner Darkly.
He was in that movie The Lake House.
Oh God, let's do the Lake House.
Do you want to?
No,
Okay, then let's do.
but it might be funny.
No, we'll do it later. We'll do that for a shit talking.
We'll do it next year,
Down
guys.
to-
We'll
down-
do it next year.
Keanu Reeves, Keanu Month, 2019. We're taking suggestions.
All right, so next week y'all won't see the coin flip, but you'll hear what happens after
will
the
wait.
coin flip.
On bated breath for the results.
We'll wait on whisper acted breath. Why?
It's terrible. impression.
Well, that about does it.
Yeah.
Here at Horizon Studios. Remember to follow us on Podbean and YouTube. We've got a YouTube channel.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're listening to this, it helps us out greatly as we are trying to build up a
Trying to get rich.
following. I don't know about all that, but we're trying to get a following.
Trying to get rich.
So that way, people, if we have more people listen to this, we'll probably get better.
We're trying to stroke our own egos, damn it.
Yeah.
So help us do that.
Yeah. So we're on Podbean.
Communicative stroking.
YouTube. Yeah. We'll probably start a Facebook page for it eventually. I'll tell you what, if we get enough people subscribing, we'll
If we
start
get 200 subscribers, we will create an online presence within the Twitter and Facebook spheres.
The thing that Zach just said, I agree with.
Huzzah.
And that's been it. This is the Movie Date with Rob and Zach, a podcast for people who like movies but don't want to be smug about it. I felt we did a good job on not being too smug, even though you don't like this movie.
I wasn't smug at all.
See, you were smug right there as I just gave you a compliment. So you just ruined that. So,
Bye, everybody.
goodbye.